So guys, I'm thinking one of these tanks has to change. I don't have very much stocking of fish in either, and they're overgrown. And I'm thinking this one's gonna be redone. Um, it's mostly just least killifish and some cories in there. I think I'm gonna split the cories between a few different tanks and move the least killies up into here with these Japanese guppies and koi guppies that I'm trying to cross. Yeah, there's actually more of these guys than I thought I had because I keep bringing them in to sell at my shop. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna change this into a sand tank because today at work we noticed where we keep our big bags of sand, big 50-pound bags, that a few of them had gotten all wet from the rain, and since bits of paper, as the paper on the outside tore, had gotten into the sand, my boss said to just toss it all out. And I asked him if I could keep some of it. He said go ahead. So I'm putting some here into this bucket and gonna wash it out, so hopefully the paper bits float. There's not really much anyway. There's only one or two pieces I could see. But yeah, I asked my coworker to bag me up some when he was throwing out the rest, and he went ahead and bagged me up like, what is this? Probably like 50 to 100 pounds. I had trouble carrying it to the car. I'd say it's probably 80 pounds of sand, and had some rocks in it too. But I mean, I've got a bucket and it's still pretty damn heavy. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I got all of the plants and cories, and I think I've got all the least killies out. Some of them are so tiny. But got them in there, and the cories are over here. There's about 8 or 9 of them. Well, now time to empty this out and get to work. Alright, so it's all cleared out, and I just got all the scum off it, all the algae and stuff. I just wanted to say real quick, a quick tip. This is actually a generic version of, was it the Clorox or Mr. Clean Magic Erasers? At my work we also use these. They get rid of algae super easy. As you can see, like, this is just covered right now, and I've already wrung it out a few times. When you wipe it across glass or acrylic, it just takes algae right off. So yeah, you should get some of these. Really works and saves you time and effort. Alright, so I got the sand in here. I'm using some of the same Rescaping pieces that I had in the other tank that were just kind of covered in other stuff that I had to pull off of it. I've got some volcanic rock with 2 different bucephalandras on it, and a piece of driftwood with, I'm blanking on the name of this plant right now, but yeah, and there's another plant that I'm gonna put in here. I'm thinking of planting over in this corner. Yeah, I'm doing like a little bit of a slope, but not too much. And I'm also thinking of using some netting and putting like a moss background that'll grow out and cover the netting and hopefully create a wall of moss. And another thing I noticed was with this plant that I was going to put straight into there, I had to clip a bit off the end, and you can still see, I've been working on it for a little bit, but you still see some black, and there's a bunch of algae on it, so I made sure not to get the roots, but drenched some hydrogen peroxide over this, let it sit for a few seconds, about 30 seconds or so, and I've been using this toothbrush to, I mean, you can see it's got a bunch of algae on it already, but basically just kind of, sorry, trying to do this one-handed, but go like that, and it's been tearing off the algae without damaging the leaves. And so I'm going to continue doing that until it's good to put in the new tank. So I finished cleaning off the plant, and since it's just regular kind of play sand or whatever, I'm going to bury the roots with a bit of a chunk of a root tab, give it some nutrients. And so here's the 2 pieces of mesh that I'm gonna put a bunch of moss in between, and I cut some holes and stuffed suction cups through that hold it together. So I'm gonna put it in between there. Alright, so I just finished putting a few different kinds of moss in between the net. In the past doing this, I've had kind of a mixed bag of how it's gone. I'm hoping this time it works out better. It's worked a few times it hasn't worked so well. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it on now. So now I've gone ahead and attached it on, and I planted some Java fern and a few other little things in there. I think it's time to put it in place, get some good light on it, and fill it up with water and go from there. Alright, so here we are with the finished product. I mean, it's nothing special. I'm in no way a professional aquascaper. And I did throw in that little Endler or wild type guppy, whichever it is, from an earlier video that I got by accident in the shipment. Yeah, but I added the aged sponge filters from the earlier iteration of this tank. Added some other little plants. I mean, I guess it's not bad for being 100% free. You know, I just grabbed stuff from other tanks and used stuff from how the tank was before. Also, I'm using these little cheap lights. Bought them on Amazon, I think. They're like 10 bucks, maybe 15 at most. If you don't plan on having like a really high-tech tank, just something basic like this, these lights will save you a ton of money compared to spending a couple $100 on those, you know, fluval lights and such. Yeah, that's about it. There's the not so great version of my little moss mat. Hopefully in a few months it'll grow out all the way and look a lot better. But you know, this will do just fine for whatever puffer or whatever I end up putting it in once I give it a little time to fully cycle all the way. Got a heater in the back over there also. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this and it wasn't just a big waste of time. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. All right.